Following on from the Dark Angels, we've got another rather zealous, unforgiving chapter to look at today, and that is, of course, the Black Templars. They are equally as knightly, although in more of a Templar way, funnily enough, given the name, rather than the Arthurian style of the Dark Angels, but still, these guys are one of my favourite chapters in 40k, and I have to say, from the rules that they've shown off, they are looking rather good in 10th edition as well. Their detachment rule is incredibly solid, and partly this is due to the fact that it is just so flexible. The Templar Vows rule allows you at the start of the first battle round, so this is after you've deployed, seen your enemy's army, you know exactly what you are going up against. After that, you can choose one of 4 vows to be active for your army for the game. So this really does let you almost tailor your detachment rule to just absolutely counter your opponent, for better or worse. I know some people may not be too keen on that, but I think for that reason alone, this detachment rule is just so strong in giving you that adaptability and that flexibility, and it helps that the actual vows you can choose themselves are all also really rather good. Suffer Not the Unclean to Live gives your Astartes units the lethal hits ability for their melee weapons, so that is auto wounding on hit rolls of 6, which will be amazing if you are against an army like Knights or a monster heavy Tyrannid list, that sort of thing. Accept any challenge, no matter the odds, is going to be your go-to anti-horde rule, and if you see a load of Orc Boys or Tyrannid Gaunts on the other side of the battlefield, you may want to pick this. This gives your melee weapons sustained hits 1 for essentially exploding 6s to hit to really help you chew through big squads of boys and gaunts. Abhor the Witch, Destroy the Witch is a lot more niche, and if you had to choose one of these rules in the army building stage, I would say this one would get chosen not all that often because you never know how much Psyker or how many psychic abilities and powers and attacks your opponent is going to have. But again, because you can choose this when you've seen the enemy's list, this is going to be really strong against the right matchup, because what this does is it not only gives your army a 4-up invuln against psychic attacks, but it also gives your melee weapons the anti-Psyker 4+ rule. So if you see a Psyker heavy Tyrannid list, or you're up against Eldari or Grey Knights or Thousand Suns, heaven forbid, you will almost certainly be taking this, and you will be giving most of your units a 4-up invuln against a lot of their damage output, and also making even their big scary monsters and characters like Magnus get wounded on 4s by even your just regular dudes with chainswords. So I would say this is almost game-breakingly strong against the right army, and because you can choose this, again, at the start of the first battle round, you absolutely can tailor this to just utterly ruin a psychic army's day. So there is a risk, I think, that this might become a bit too oppressive against some armies, but it is undeniably strong, and this is going to make you going up against those psychic heavy armies so much easier for you, because it adds to your durability a huge amount and also makes it so much easier for you to actually damage them and do wounds through to them. And then we have the last one, which is Uphold the Honor of the Emperor. This is a bit more of a generic all-rounder one. It gives you a 6-up Feel No Pain and also improves your leadership to 5+. Now, both of these are very solid buffs, and I think if you can't decide which of the other 3 options to take, or maybe your opponent has a very well-rounded army with a decent mix of Psykers, a few big things, and then a few units of hordes, so none of the other 3 options are sort of the auto go-to take, then this is a very solid fallback choice, because it does just give you that little bit extra durability with the Feel No Pain, and also makes it so that you are much more likely to stay safe from battle shock by improving your leadership to that very nice 5+. But I mean, overall, all 4 of these rules are very strong. I just think that there are 3 which will be the go-to option in certain matchups. And again, if you see enemy knights or a huge horde army or a massively psyker-focused army, you will be choosing one of those first 3 ones. Whereas if it's a more rounded enemy list, you may go for that 4th one just to give yourself a bit more durability and a bit more all-around survivability on the battlefield. We also got to see the Sword Brethren, who are the gorgeous, relatively new Black Templars specific infantry unit. They are still very, very strong in close combat and still have a rather good range of weapons to choose from. They have power swords, thunder hammers, combi weapons all over the place. However, interestingly, they have lost the option, it seems, for lightning claws, which is strange because I'm fairly certain the squad you can buy from GW, you have to build one with lightning claws. I don't think there's an option. I think the way the kit comes, you do have to build one with the lightning claws, and you can see it on the screen now. So I'm not sure what that's about, whether they just expect you to use the power weapon option for the dude with the lightning claws, or maybe they've just had it as a small omission on the datasheet and it's going to be corrected when the actual indexes and everything come out. So it is a bit strange because, as I said, I'm pretty sure you do have to take the lightning claws, so it seems weird that that isn't an option for them at the moment. They have also had a rather nice bump up to 3 wounds from their current 2, and they also come with a unique rule which is called Vow Sworn Bladesman, which lets them at the start of the fight phase choose to either give themselves +1 attack on their melee weapons or +1 damage. So again, against big scary things like knights, this will help you to take them down even more quickly, or if you are up against hordes, that extra attack will just let you chop through them in no time at all. They do of course very, very nicely tie in with the detachment rules. Combining them with either lethal or sustained hits will turn this unit into just an absolute blender against whatever they go up against. So that is a really nice combo ability. I think they're going to do really, really well in Black Templars list because you can just tailor them not only in the first battle round, but also each fight phase to just do the utmost damage against whatever they're in combat with. So I think these guys are going to be a very popular choice in 10th edition for Black Templars players. But there we go, that is the Black Templars faction focus. They are still looking like a very, very solid melee focused chapter, as they have always been. But as always, I'd love to know, were they everything you are hoping for? Let me know your thoughts on this little short preview down in the comments below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me, but until next time, I'll catch you later guys.